Okay, we can begin. So welcome everyone to our presentation on the IB Diploma program. We hope to clarify some questions with this presentation to parents and students about what the IB program is. So the IB program is a program that includes 6 subjects and a core structure. There are 6 subject groups, and students select subjects from each group. And in addition to those, they complete 3 core component parts: creativity, activity, service, extended essay, and theory of knowledge. The difference between an IB diploma candidate and an IB course candidate is that IB diploma candidates complete the 6 subjects and the core, whereas IB course candidates complete a number of subjects from these IB subject groups.
So from the previous slide, you could see that additionally on the core components, we have 6 group of subjects that are currently offered at NOVA for this generation of IBDP student and IB certificates. So the first group would entail the studies in language and literature, and we have English A, Macedonian A, Albanian A. For the student who have other native language, besides the 3 mentioned, should reach out to the coordinator in terms of getting instruction to schedule online classes with certified IB instructor, right? So they could ask for recommendation, they could ask for tutors, a recommendation, or reach out and find a tutor and again coordinate that with Ms. Eda. So the second group would be the language acquisition, where we have English B or German, Spanish, Italian, French, which are on 2 levels, IB Initio and B. The third group, the social studies group, social science group, would at this moment the students have as an option to follow economics, global politics, or psychology. The fourth group would be the sciences, where we have chemistry, biology, physics, and sports sciences only on standard level. So in the group 5, we have 2 different maths, which are analysis and approaches, and applications and interpretations. The students are advised, or actually were advised before deciding on which course to take, which was based on their specific interests, right? Their performances in the math classes, or their potential field of discipline when they think or when they are deciding about universities. The 6th group would entail arts, specifically the visual arts, but also the students could decide not to choose visual art or group 6 subject and take additional one from group 2 to 4 of subjects. Moving on to the next slide, which will be the IBDP core insight.
So for IB diploma candidates, on top of their 6 subjects, they also have the IBDP Core, which consists of theory of knowledge, which is a mandatory class that spans 3 semesters. So students have already started this course and will finish it in January next year. Creativity activity service is a mandatory component again for all IB diploma candidates. And it spans the 2 years that a student is in the program. Extended essay is a 3-semester research project, which is independently led by the student and finalizes with an extended essay of 4,000 words. So from the IBDP Core, which is a requirement to pass in order to receive the diploma, students can get up to 3 additional points for the diploma. IB course candidates do not have the IBDP core. However, they can engage in extended essay, CAS, or theory of knowledge independently if they wish to do so. Moving on in terms of the assessment in the subjects, we have internal and external assessments in all IB subjects. Internal assessments are marked by teachers at NOVA. However, they are moderated by the IB at the end of the school year, which means that if there are any changes to be done to the teacher grades, the IB has external examiners to moderate the work. In terms of external assessments, for all of the subjects, those are exams that are taken in May of the senior year. So for this cohort of students, that would be May 2021. And then there are a few additional components like the essay for theory of knowledge or the extended essay. The grading scale for all subjects, except for TOK and extended essay, is 1 to 7, with 7 being the highest grade a student can receive, and the grades at the same time stand for their students' points. So from each subject, students get up to 7 points, totaling to 42 maximum from the subjects, with the 3 additional in the core. That adds up to 45 maximum points that a student can receive. For non-diploma candidates, so course candidates, upon completion of their courses and examinations, they would receive points from each subject as other IB students. As we move on, we'd like to point your attention to the internal deadlines calendar, which is a calendar that outlines all of the key IB assignments that a student has. This deadlines calendar is available on our website. It is also available on ManageBack for students. And we will be communicating these deadlines frequently, but if you'd like to access the whole calendar and view all of the deadlines in advance, you can do so. It includes deadlines for both grade 12 and grade 11 students, and you can find the different ones that apply to your student based on the color coordination. So for September, students in grade 11 had their CAS workshop. They had their extended essay introduction, and today was the deadline for submitting CAS proposals and start of activities for CAS. Now, students complete their online coursework on ManageBack, which is our learning management system for this year. Parents also have accounts on ManageBack and can monitor student progress. So we have a snapshot here of what the parent portal looks like. You can view all of your students' classes on ManageBack, as well as their assignments and their submissions for their assignments. Including whether they have submitted the assignment on time, what the teacher's feedback and points are. So you have the same view that a student has in terms of their daily life and learning. On the following slide, we have another snapshot of what a class overview looks like on ManageBack. So if you click on a specific class, you can see the units that are being completed in the class, the grading weights, the grading categories, as well as all of the tasks that a teacher has put up. And you can also view all of the teachers and their contact information.
So we have talked previously a lot about the advantages of the IB in the university admission process when the students applied, and through the application process, and then afterwards when we were having the interviews, and what is important to make the course selection in a line with what is asked from certain universities. So why is it important? Is just because it has high respect and recognition among within the higher ed institution. They recognize the rigor and the challenging coursework that puts students at an advantage and helps them become more competitive, right? And the program itself, it has an internationally recognized curriculum, which means that it has a recognized diploma within many different university destinations. The students at certain universities can gain a student college credit or advanced placement with certain U.S. institutions. This was something that the students were able to check on the IB website, specifically how the different universities have different policies regarding the IB, so they can check whether they can get a college credit or they can get a scholarship connected to their IB performance. And how different courses would help them, and as again would put them in advantage when they apply to these different programs. The students, they will receive generally conditional offers based on their predicted IB scores, and those offers would be again finalized once the results from the official IB results came into the school. So the high school pathways that the students currently are following within this academic year are full IBDP or IB certificates. So as most of the parents and students are familiar, within the IBDP program itself, we have students who are conditionally and unconditionally accepted, but that doesn't mean that the students are monitored differently, right? So the students are monitored, as Ms. Eda mentioned in the previous slides. They have these internal deadlines where their track is monitored, where their progress is monitored, and they will be informed of any outcomes of it, whether they are on track, whether they follow the program, whether they will be able to perform right and continue into that manner, or we will discuss with the academic advisor, such as myself, for grade 11, regarding having potential difficulties and how to overcome them. So the students who are IB certificates are right have a different course combination, and they combine the courses with NOVA regular programs itself. So there are a couple of them who have 2 or 3, but there are also students who have 5 to 6 IB certificates program. So if there are any questions in terms of their future academic plans, even though we've discussed this with the course academic selection when we did last year and over the summer as well for the new students, we'd be happy to answer them individually, right? Or right after this presentation, you should email us and reach to us. In terms of the credit requirements, we are looking at previous achievements in the grade report cards from grade 9 and grade 10, and what it is left for the students to complete in order to have fulfilled the NOVA graduation requirements. So the IB certificate subjects will, for the students, will be credit bearing as the regular programs itself, right? But they will also additionally, if they take and if they pass and if they register and take the exam, they will also receive IB certificates additionally with the NOVA, with the NOVA diploma. So these are some useful links Ms. Eda shared. Eda, would you like to?
Yes, so we have a few useful links for you. One is the IBDP update. So this is part of our Novo website, and it includes video presentations like this one, recordings of Google Meets, any new updates, FAQs from the IB. The most recent update on the page is a video presentation of the extended essay process for grade 11 students. Further on, we have the IB handbook, which is the internal handbook for procedures within the IB diploma program, which includes the assessment policy, academic honesty policy, language policy, and the inclusion policy as part of the IB diploma program. These are all policies which outline IB and school determined principles. And finally, we have the IBO's COVID-19 updates. So there are many questions from students regarding what the IB will, or whether the IB will implement any changes that apply to this cohort, as they have for the previous two. However, currently, the IBO has not modified any of the learning or assessment procedures for current grade 11 students. So we are proceeding as the original IB regulations state, which means that students are completing internal assessments and preparing for the original assessments for each subject. Whether there will be any changes to the grade 11 cohort's curriculum is something that we need to receive official confirmation from the IB. And if that happens, that information will be available on the IBO's COVID-19 updates page, but it will also be shared by us to students as soon as possible. However, until then, it is very important for students, whether they are IB diploma or IB course candidates, to plan for regular assessment expectations. And in this sense, one final thing that I would like to highlight as an IB diploma program coordinator is that for IB course candidates, the expectations are no less. The subjects are quite challenging. So even though the core components are not there, other deadlines that apply to the subjects apply to those students as well.
And with that, I'm gonna stop sharing the presentation now and ask the parents and the students who will be watching over and going over the recording to inform us and to email us about a different question that they might have. It is very important for them to get familiarized with the tracking and with the important deadlines, so they be on the same page. They could support the students and they could track the progress as well, right? And Miseda and I will be here to guide them throughout the year and help clarify certain things, help them support them in the way, right? Monitor the progress and give advice and recommendation if we see certain students being challenged with the program.
So anytime you have any question, feel free to email us. If you would like to schedule a one-on-one meeting, you're always welcome to. Um, we are here to support students in this very exciting path they're on.
Thank you, and we will stay in touch.